So now, as the movie comes out, the two biggest stars in this movie can't stand each other to the point where they can't be in the same room.
But the lead actresses, Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, are making it very, very difficult.
Imagine pouring $300 million into a fairy tale, only to watch your villain turn around and threaten to sue you. That's the nightmare Disney woke up to this morning, and Gal Gadot says she's just getting started. Stick around because the receipts Disney hoped you'd never see are about to spill. For months, the live-action Snow White remake has been bleeding cash and headlines, but a brand new twist just yanked the story into overdrive. Insiders claim Disney sabotaged its own star, planted her worst takes in the final cut, and triggered an FCC investigation in the same breath. Buckle up. This rabbit hole runs deep. The numbers don't lie. After a noisy opening, Snow White froze at roughly $169 million worldwide. Barely half its production and marketing bill. Analysts thought the Easter surge might help, but then the Minecraft movie mined away IMAX screens, and momentum died on the spot. Even loyal Disney fans are shrugging, calling it the first billion-dollar fairy tale nobody wants to finish. The financial chill set the stage for a blame game that's now spiraling out of control. But empty theaters were only Act 1. Remember the day Disney dropped that first teaser? Social media exploded. Some cheered a Colombian-American Snow White. Others blasted the studio for killing childhood nostalgia. Conservative pundits racked up clicks by calling the film woke poison, while trolls zeroed in on Rachel Zegler's interviews and Gal Gadot's politics. Critics hammered Gadot's singing, calling her evil queen a karaoke night in couture. Fan forums piled on, ranking her.
Do you really want to have an actor that gets involved with your movie that constantly brings up politics?
Her performance below even her infamous Imagine cover. The negativity kept snowballing until regulators knocked on Disney's front door. And that's where the plot thickens. Late March, FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr fired off a formal letter to CEO Bob Iger, announcing an investigation.
An amazing girl who wants to find the true self of hers.
Into Disney and ABC's DEI hiring practices. The feds want to know if the mouse violated equal employment rules while chasing diversity quotas. Internally, executives dubbed it Code Black, because if the probe sticks, Disney faces multi-million-dollar fines and, worse, a fresh avalanche of bad press. Board members urged Iger to stop the bleeding, but the next revelation made that almost impossible. Because behind the edit bay doors, something shady was brewing. Multiple industry vloggers claimed Disney's top brass-ordered editors to splice in Gadot's weakest 11 takes, moments she...
You didn't write it. You didn't direct it. You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White. Right. You should shut up and do the job.
Begged them to trash, just to shorten the evil queen's screen time and tilt sympathy toward Snow White. Sources say Gadot secured verbal promises those flubs would never see daylight. Instead, they became the movie's most mocked scenes on TikTok. Film critics called her performance career worst, while review aggregators tanked her score. Gadot allegedly found out only after early test screenings, when friends texted her meme.
That's really what acting is, to pretend. They didn't earn it the same way, and so it comes with this entitlement.
Of her own grimace plastered over clown music. Furious, she skipped the rap party and dialed her lawyer. And that's when Disney realized the real villain might be the one in the mirror. Insiders say Gadot's legal team is drafting a two-pronged assault. Breach of promise for using rejected footage, plus discrimination claims tied to on-set scheduling disputes. The actress insists Disney's memo accusing her of chronic lateness is fabricated nonsense, and she's ready to prove it with call sheet receipts. Even more explosive, she's booked a June podcast blitz, vowing to name every exec who lied to my face. One producer described the upcoming tour as Johnny Depp v. Disney but with tiaras. Disney's PR division tried to calm her with a private settlement offer. Rumor says mid-seven figures. Gadot's answer? See you in court. And the ripple effect is already rattling the kingdom. If Gadot files, she'll join a queue. Gina Carano's wrongful termination suit over her Mandalorian firing is heading to discovery, and investors whisper about a shareholder derivative case if Snow White fails to recoup. The board fears a pattern. Disgruntled talent plus public controversy equals scorched earth headlines. One leaked email from a VP reads, "We can't afford another Carano, let alone a Wonder Woman with 100 million Instagram followers." Translation, Disney's legal budget looks like a sieve, and Wall Street hates a leaky ship. Meanwhile, production pipelines are grinding to a halt. Sources inside Disney Studios report quiet pauses on several live-action remakes, including Tangled and Hercules. Budgets are under surgical review, and at least 2 directors have
They would take in 48 to 58 million in the first weekend. Apparently, it did 43 million in its first weekend.
walked after studio notes demanded no sudden political storms. Analysts warn that if the FCC probe uncovers policy violations, advertisers could flee ABC primetime slots, shrinking Disney's war chest for new films. Creative chiefs now joke, if the castle's on fire, maybe don't paint another princess. But Gadot isn't done swinging. Industry insiders tease that Gadot will reveal unreleased set photos, emails, and even raw dailies on her podcast run. Material she claims proves Disney cherry-picked disasters to embarrass her. If those files leak, Disney faces not just legal risk, but a meme storm no marketing budget can smother. One streaming exec predicts, the soundbite of Gadot saying they sabotaged me will loop across TikTok before lunch. In today's outrage economy, perception hits harder than any courtroom verdict. So where does that leave the House of Mouse and moviegoers caught in the crossfire?
It was the worst decision they could possibly make.
Snow White was supposed to celebrate Disney's 100-year legacy. Instead, it's morphed into a cautionary tale about corporate overreach, creative meddling, and what happens when your villain steps off screen and lawyers up. If Gal Gadot's allegations stick, Disney could shell out millions, rewrite its DEI playbook, and rethink every remake on its slate. So here's the question. Did Disney doom itself by chasing controversy? Or is Gadot firing poison apples to dodge blame for a flop? Drop your take below, smash that thumbs up if you learned something new, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next bombshell. Trust me, this story is far from happily ever after. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories just like this. Drop a comment and let us know what you think. We're reading all of them.
For example, Disney's Cinderella, which for my money is still the only good live-action Disney remake.